You didn't come this far to play small. This is Winning Daily, the podcast that builds winners in life and in business. Welcome home.
Winning Daily, episode 23. We are on there.
Damn, dude. Save something for the rest of us.
Got some aggression I got to get out, man.
I know.
Put a finger in there, I'll feel better.
Yeah. Hey, after winning the poker tournament, you should feel a lot better about that.
I got some money in my pocket.
So bring us up to speed. Well, first of all, welcome back from Vegas. I'm glad you guys made it back in one piece. I thought about y'all because I was at the gym last night, and they have like commercial gyms. They have like random TVs on with random movies, and they had The Hangover on. And I thought about y'all, and I'm like, dude, I'm so glad one of you didn't get left behind.
The fact that you just said, I'm glad you made it back in one piece, really means a lot, because this dude multitasks while he drives.
Oh shit!
I swear to God, he could have a phone and a laptop.
Shit yesterday.
I was, bro.
He's had this canned up since yesterday.
I know. I'm not gonna say anything. It's his car, dude. I'm sure he knows how to drive. But dude, I don't know if you noticed, but a couple times, dude, I was like, fuck. We're going down the pass, right? And he's like, fuck it, just chilling, driving. I'm like, this dude, we're going over, dude. I was like, you're on there.
We got lane assist.
Yeah, you're in the top. What vehicle? The Tahoe?
We were in the big one.
Oh, it's gonna roll for sure.
Well, it's raining. We're going down the pass sideways, you know.
He's programming his AI. He's got his AI bot.
Dude, check this out. I'm like, oh,
this new workful I just designed right now.
but he's got it down. He's got a system down.
The header's good.
Yeah. Me, I'm just like, my thing's like, when I try to do it, right? It's like, get back. No, he's fine. But no.
Yeah, they have the lane assist.
How long did it take you guys to get back?
3.5 hours.
Oh,
It was smooth.
Dude, it was smooth there. It was smooth back. It was
I think
good.
coming back to California from Vegas, what is Sundays and Mondays are the worst, right?
I think
That's
So,
horrible.
well, we hop in the car here to leave. It's pouring. Oh, we got a good story too. It's pouring, dude. Winds like 60 miles an hour all the way there. All the way. And then we get there and it's like still raining, and then it just clears up and it's good for the whole time we're there. We pack up, it starts raining again. So the whole drive was rain. But you want to tell them?
And you guys are from California, so driving in the rain, dude. I saw this funny ass post. It was like, pray for your friends in California. It's 60 degrees and raining. I was like, dog, I'm from Louisiana, dude.
But I'm not going to say which hotel we stayed at, but we were packing. The wind's howling, no lie, 60 miles an hour. Like, and we're in the back of the
Out
hotel.
of nowhere.
Dude,
Because we had to go on the side because union labor guys wanted to charge us to offload the vehicle.
his truck. They wouldn't let us offload.
Yeah.
Tell him what the dude said. This is so funny, dude.
Oh, the guy. So we figured out where to unload to go into the show. And so we walk up, we're just going to ask him like, hey, is this how we get in with our stuff? And he was like, yeah, but you can only take what you can carry. What do you mean? He's like, you can't roll the wagon. You got whatever you can carry is what you can bring in. Okay, well, if we were going to have somebody bring it in on wheels, who would we talk to? Me. Okay, well, how much is it? They don't tell me the price.
We're like, dude. I was like thinking in my head, this is union. That dude wants us to put money in his head right now.
It's Freeman, right? It's Freeman.
I don't know who it was, but dude, it's so organized. You can't do anything in that hotel. They do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows are usually a Freeman union, and they do it like we're doing a show soon here, and then it's like $1 per pound or whatever it is.
Oh, is that how we were trying to figure that out?
$1.67, $1.70 per pound.
Oh, some of those dudes.
Is it pronounced Freeman or Freeman?
I don't know.
Freeman.
Is it
Freeman?
potato or is it potato?
Freeman.
Freeman.
So yeah, so for context of conversation, you guys went to a trade show.
Yeah, we went to the PBX Expo in Las Vegas, and it's Photo Booth Expo.
yeah.
But it was just the weird, like, it was just odd because it was like, okay, well then who do we talk to? You're talking to them. How much though? They don't tell me.
Yeah.
So who do we pay? Me. And it's like, what are the options? you carry in whatever, or it's like you can talk to the show management. It's like, okay, well, where are they at? They're over there.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we'll be right back.
50 cents for it to touch you, 50 cents for you to touch it.
Yeah, and then walking away, I was like, what kind of fucking conversation was that? And it was just very coy.
Because I think what they do now is that you have to go through their website and you have to fill everything out on their website.
Yeah. They make you
like,
buy insurance.
They
and
buy,
all that
they
stuff,
do all
yeah.
this other stuff, and then they don't allow. That's why, like, and it's weird because you'll sit there and you'll be like, hey, if I can't carry it, can you carry it? And they're like, not until I get the form.
Yep.
Right. And the form has to be like, what's in. So let's say, for instance, you had a box and you had cameras in it.
Has to be itemized.
It has to be itemized.
Yeah. Yeah. So they want you to tell them what they can steal.
Yeah. So they're like, what's in there? You know what I mean? Like, I can't carry that. Why? Because, maybe it has a camera that they're not supposed to touch.
Yeah, liability.
Something like that.
But so we found out where we were offloading. We find this. It's between two buildings where the owner parks. The owner of the hotel's private parking spot with a gate and everything, and we park right next to it, and the wind's coming around the building whipping through this tunnel, and it is, you hear whoo, you humming. He's like, yeah man, we gotta offload right here. We opened the door, the wind just took the door, dude. A big freaking metal door. It ripped it right off the hinges. That's how bad it was.
Off the fucking hinges. And we're
Off
like,
the
oh
hinges.
shit.
No,
You know those
way.
big-
From the hotel,
Yeah.
dude.
Just
What did it? It just took it.
well, no,
No.
the last one it didn't
Oh,
rip.
it saved it?
The first three, dude, it just ripped it off, dude. Yeah, so we're like,
slammed. It was like, boom. And it was like, boom. But it like popped off the hinge. We're just like, oh shit.
dude, if he would have opened it, I was in back of it. Done,
Dude.
done, dude. It was like, it was. I was thinking about that. I was like, if I was in the back and he just opened it and hit me in the arm, dude, it's shattering my arm. Hit me in the head, I'm dead.
It was crazy.
I would have had nice things to say about it.
Oh, dude.
We just shut it. We laughed about it, and then we just left. It's like we got to go through.
So
the
if they
door.
see this, dude, they know who did it.
Allegedly, yeah, allegedly. The wind.
The funny thing is they don't tell you. It wasn't really that organized, but like 50 feet away, there's a full professional elevator. That's how organized that was.
Wow. So you guys went to this event because, for more context, you've been doing a lot of work with AI and sites and doing a lot of different things. We had a project that we've been working on. It's kind of like back pocket for a while, to build sites in multiple cities, or pretty much every state in the United States, with all the major cities. And you were like, got into this nest of building and then went into this rabbit hole of building more and more and more.
I don't know if it's a rabbit hole, dude. It's like a sinkhole at this point.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous.
And I didn't realize like the full depth of what you do until we got on a Zoom one day and you were like screen sharing and like showing me what you do. I was like, oh yeah, this is like sorcery. I had no idea. And watching you build, and this is like, because is that what started the guides? This is some of it, right?
No, well, it's a culmination of just like 20 years of experience. But honestly, it clicked maybe like 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, this is going somewhere. This is going somewhere. But maybe in the last like 90 days, which is crazy to say, the last 90 days, you can say it's probably 10 times better than the previous 6
All
months.
of the AI building, all of the leverage, all of the web development that you were doing before is like exponentially growing.
Let me
now
put
and
it to you this way, and this is pretty crazy. If you're following the AI, you know what I'm about to say and you understand it. But when Anthropic pushed out Opus 4.5, that's when the entire industry and AI and tech went, "Ooh, here we go." Like, because most people are using ChatGPT as Google 2.0, or they don't know, they're not using it appropriately. Coders are using it.
He means that non-offensively, okay?
No.
everybody?
Yeah, no, really, that's okay.
So we
because-
mean it with the most offensive possible.
Yeah.
I do. Whatever gets clicks, right? Yeah. But anyway, so 4.5 comes out and the entire industry's like, whoa. And 3 weeks ago, they released 4.6.
Yeah.
Do you know who built 4.6?
You told me this.
4.5.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Right. they weren't expecting this type of ability for another 12 to 18 months. They say the end of the year we'll be able to push stuff out like this, but Anthropic surprised everybody and pushed it out 3 weeks ago. And it's 5 times, it can lift 5 times more weight than 4.5. So what it means is if you have like 4.5, when I'd be coding, I'd have 3 screens up constantly coding, and maybe by noon I'm maxed out. I'm done. 4.6 comes out and I could probably go 5 times further, but at maybe 3 o'clock I'm maxed out.
When you say maxed out, you mean like
Tokens
So
right.
or daily limit.
yeah, it's almost like a song is playing at full speed and then all of a sudden it's like, that's kind of what it does.
It doles out.
It doles out. It still processes, but now instead of processing in 5 seconds, it's going to take you 3 minutes.
I think anybody who's using ChatGPT would know that too. Like if you stay in a thread long enough, it's like, all right, dude, like you've had this conversation. It's a mile long conversation, basically.
Yeah, and 4.6 Max Plus, I've maxed out at about 47%. So, but that's $200 a month, and that's probably pretty good value. What they say is like
Huge value.
Huge
value.
It is. But still, like the big developers, most of them say like they won't release this much power because it would do some damage. But in reality, a good dev needs about $2,000 a month worth of power. And it really is boiling down to power. Like we've talked about it numerous times, like where is the bottleneck going to be in AI? It's going to be power source.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if they opened it up for everybody? There's not enough power.
Well, that's what my brother-in-law was. That's what we had the conversation. I was talking about brother-in-law. They do industrial construction. He was saying that they're building 1,000,000 square foot data centers, and that the data centers have their own power. Like they're pushing their own power, which is absolutely insane.
Well, what they're doing is they're building these 1,000,000 square foot data centers in areas where they have excess, or they were preparing for like hydrogen. In Saudi Arabia, they do it. In the Middle East, they were preparing for hydrogen to take off, and it hasn't. So like in the middle of the desert, they have these massive hydrogen facilities that have a ton of power. So they're starting to, hydrogen is not going to work out. So let's convert it for
data centers.
For data centers. So and in the US, what these guys are doing, building these 1,000,000 square foot facilities, fully racked, not with the computers, but fully with the racking systems in it and the power. So these guys are coming in, renting them, putting in their processors, right? And the reason they're doing that, because they know that maybe in 3 to 4 years, those systems are going to have to come right out because they're going to be archaic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing. The real winners in this, like all the investor guys that I listen to, like Jordy and Pomp, I don't know if you follow those guys, but they talk that the real winners are going to be the property owners because are
the landlord. Yeah.
The landlord will be the winner.
Landlord, yeah.
Just because it's going to get so competitive, those guys that are selling the infrastructure, they're going to be making pennies compared to what they're making now. But the guy that is in the facility, he's going to be turning and burning. So those guys are going to be the real winners.
That's wild.
Right.
That's wild. I know. So are you fully switched over? You were using ChatGPT. Are you done with ChatGPT?
I'm not done. I still have it, and I still have like the WinHub GPT that I use. But Claude 4.6 is my go-to.
Yeah. So do you ever plan on like getting rid of your GPT or your ChatGPT at all?
No, I think because it's good to bounce like get different perspectives.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they operate differently.
Yeah.
They operate
Use
differently.
both?
I use both. I'm starting to use
4.6.
Yeah. So I'm because I was using Grok for a bit, and then I was like, this is not that much different from ChatGPT, and so I started to switch over to Claude, but then they're very different,
Very different.
especially in the response. The response, I can see a difference too. Right. And then I think we were talking about the other day, like responses back now from ChatGPT. If you copy and paste, I can tell for sure.
Yeah.
You're using it.
On every piece of content I watch, half of the shit on Instagram and everywhere else, it's all scripted content.
I could tell.
Dude, the dashes, the emojis, you can see it spot from a mile away. Every email I get, newsletter I get, it's all.
So I can tell. I think it's also because of familiarity and you're also using it so much, like I can tell when someone else is using that. But like that's why I jump back and forth. But it's a good, like, if you're looking for, I still use ChatGPT if it's like, it's kind of like that, the Google 2.0. If it's just the everyday kind of information that I just need, that's not very in depth, I actually like it because it's easier to ask that.
Yeah.
It seems to be easier.
It's more commercialized. Like ChatGPT and Grok are very commercialized. They're going after the $4.99 a month. You know, they're going for the lower,
going wide,
yeah,
yeah.
You know, they're going wide. Claude is absolutely geared towards people that are in the industry.
Professional tools.
Absolutely.
Well,
I can't even.
I started to, sorry to interrupt, I started to create an account for Claude.
Yeah.
Got
Why are
side-
you waiting?
I got sidetracked, dude. I was working on like 3 things at once.
I am telling you.
And now I feel, hold on. First of all, I want to say something. I feel a lot better about multitasking because this motherfucker's like, he always used to make me feel bad. He's like, there's no such thing as multitasking. You're diluting your attention. But now I know he multitasks and drives, so I feel like a better human already.
He is diluting his attention. He isn't paying attention to the road.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to call you.
But,
Scared the shit out of me.
but I started to
just know that I know that I'm diluting my attention.
Like, what are you talking about? We knew that we weren't diluting. We're just diluting our attention. One of them, you know.
I started to create the account. I stopped because I asked. Oh, that's why I was messaging you and asking you, hey, which one should I get? Like, and you're like, well, this one if you want to do this, and this one. I'm like, okay. I back to work. So I got back to work for a second. I didn't sign up, and then all of a sudden, now that's all I see is like Claude coding ads, obviously all on social media in my face, like Claude this, Claude that. Which one are you using? Are you still? Sammy is still connected to ChatGPT?
Yeah, OpenAI or GPT-4o is still better for voice, AI voice, and conversational chat.
So when I text you and she texts me back,
That's GPT
4.0?
4o, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they deprecated 4o for like normal chat GPT, but not the API. Yeah.
Got it.
The API is still good.
I'm telling you right now, like, this is the best advice I could give you is get the extended 4.6.
Okay.
Dude, let me tell you how good it is. Coding a website, go 2 months ago. As you're coding, you're saving, you're zipping, and you're pushing it live. That's how I build. I build live. I like building live because I can see my results right away. Some people build in a demo format and then they push live. Then your customer nitpicks, and it's just, I don't like that way. So I let my customer watch the builds as I'm doing it. So it saves me time. So as I'm building, I'm coding and I'm going back and forth. Build a site. When I'm done, I probably have 25 iterations. You know, I've have 25 different edits. I've built my agent. Actually, I have 4 agents, right? Each one has a specific job. One is the master coder, one is conservative, one's a designer, what have you. The conservative one is the gatekeeper. So when I have it do something, it writes the code, then the conservative one makes sure that it's done. I went through a whole day with 0 iterations. It did it all on its own. I didn't have to fix anything. It fixed itself because it was checking itself.
But you had to know, you had to be the architect, system architect, and then you have like it's almost the equivalent of you're the architect, you have a contractor, and then subcontractors. Is that kind of another way to say it?
Well, so
Sort of.
kind of, yeah.
It's like you're the contractor and the.
I'd be the GC, and they're my workers.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it. I mean,
You can create as many agents as you want. You just don't want. They're not like mimic me type agents. They have. You got to get
designated tasks.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You gotta give it. You gotta give each one's like a brain.
Well, here's
So you
how
think
I
of it
do.
this way. You think of it this way.
Look, you can hire just like Steve Jobs used to say, right? Hire smarter people than you and let them do their job. Don't babysit them because they're smart. It's the same thing. Let it do its job. Believe in it. Instead of going in and checking the code or what it does, you can just have it audit itself.
Self-audit. Right?
So I do a self-audit. So beforehand, before I created the agents in 4.6, I would say do a full audit and an analyzation and come back and tell me. And it'd come back for critical, for moderate, and for whatever, and to say, well, what do you want me to fix right now? And I'm like, let's get rid of those critical. Those are security issues. The 4.6 comes back with one moderate, like, hey, your logo's squishy.
So it's learning and becoming better and better and better.
Well, a lot of people aren't using it the right way, but we're using. A lot of people don't realize you can save MD files and save them on GitHub. So you basically build your own repository, so you don't get that bogging down, and everything's saved. Like it's saved in your own little database, which is cool because it learns from that.
So you had shared something from another podcast, and what podcast was that you shared? Those two guys. So you can shout out.
So Jordy Visser, he's the guest. He goes on Pompliano. So they're Bitcoin, they're investors, they're techies, all meshed together because they're all gonna come together eventually.
Right.
You know, we're just not there yet. So Jordy Visser comes from like the finance background, but he's getting into tech and Bitcoin. But they're talking about AI, like
right. And so in that conversation, like whatever episode that was that you sent, at some point he's like, if you have an 8-year-old, they're never gonna have a driver's license.
No.
And I was like,
That's the age right now. They're saying 8-year-olds, they won't have a driver's license for sure.
how do you interpret that? Because I interpret it one way. What do you think?
Well, we were driving. Where were we, in Vegas or whatever? And here comes a little square box.
The Waymo.
No, that wasn't Waymo. That's another one. But it's a green square box. Just comes right by us, and it's all blacked out, and there's people in there. Right? It's autonomous.
It's funny you brought up Waymo. You know how we had the rain and the floods recently? I saw some videos where one of the Waymos was going downtown LA, and it was struggling to get out of the water, and then it was trying. So everybody filmed it. It was like, look, it's trying. It's a little freaking what's that little cartoon one?
Oh, the movie Wally.
Wally. Like when was it trying to get out?
Got you, Wally. Did they start pushing him? No, dude. I mean, like we talk about this all the time, man. I am all about tech. I love it. If I was telling you, I was like, I can't wait for the day where I don't own a car anymore. I don't want to own a car. It sounds kind of foreign now, but dude,
Would it be more like a gym, becoming like a gym membership or something? You just
totally. Well,
pay
that's
for like a membership.
That's Elon's idea. Is like everybody Tesla. Well, I was telling Andrew he owns a Tesla. If you read the fine print, it says that one day you have the possibility to use it as an autonomous vehicle for them. Could you imagine let's say you own 3 Teslas, you go to bed, you put them in robot mode, and they go out and make you money while you're sleeping. That's where it's going.
Drunk people and take them home.
Yeah. And you come back and in the morning they're sitting there and you made $500 while you were sleeping.
That's what they're trying to make. What's it called? The Loop? Is it called the Loop?
Oh yeah, in Vegas. Yeah,
in Vegas.
In
They had to
Vegas.
put some people in recently.
What is the loop?
It goes from, is it the resort?
The convention center.
The convention center and Resort World.
Resort World. Yeah.
So it goes underneath the ground, and then so it's only Teslas, and then they literally loop. So they drop you off.
They just built another stretch. I don't know where it went,
Yeah.
but I just saw maybe
Oh,
on my.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Is it under? There's
it's like
Oh, it's underground tunnels. Yeah, he's trying to get the contract for LA too.
so he does that, and I think each way
the
basically
Flooring Company. I think that's what it is.
So
Yep.
each one, I think it's like $2 or something like that each way, or something like that.
Oh, if you're a Tesla, I think it's free.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
So it's like a low rate, but it gets you dropped off. It gets you all that stuff. Right now they have drivers, but the whole point of that was that they're using that so that the Teslas can drive themselves.
Yeah.
Wild.
I can't wait till I mean, Claude eventually will be a true avatar that you'll be talking to. I mean, that's going to be you're not going to be able to tell whether Claude's a real person or an avatar. And then let's just say everything's synced up into the cloud for your Tesla account or whatever your account is. And I'm on my phone here, and then I go home. Now Claude's right here. When I get into my office, he goes into my computer, right? And now we're having communication, working together, or your team, whatever, 3 or 4, whatever you have. And then all of a sudden, now you buy a robot with Tesla, right? And now he's in the robot itself, right? That's where I think it's going.
The job market's gonna be tanking.
It already is, dude.
It's gonna be tanking. So I mean, how far are we from like you live in a society of have and have nots? Because another thing that you just reposted was the living comfortably thing that Men posted. Shout out to Men.
What did he say?
It's like shows the average household income for it to like live comfortably in
Oh,
America.
150,000 just to get a bare bones house, right? Something
Well,
like that.
that's one, but this is absolutely wild.
In California, it was
The
like
in-
240 or something.
277.
277.
That's your income?
277,000. And now this
You
is
need to live comfortably in California.
based on 2 working adults with 2 children. The average median household income to live comfortably would need to be $277,000 in California.
Whoa.
What do you think it is in Texas?
A fraction of that.
You think so?
Well, what
think
part of
it is.
Texas?
Texas, just the state. They're going on a state average.
It
Oh,
was 270 for
277 in California.
I'm going to say
245.
in Texas.
201.
201.
He calls it 201. Which state do you think is the highest? It's
New
not
York.
California.
New York.
Close. New York's slightly above California at 279.
Hawaii.
Hawaii's
Oh,
up there. They're higher. They're like the second highest. They're 295.
What?
Dude, that's look, $301,000 for Massachusetts.
Whoa.
That's wild. Dude, when I saw Louisiana, shout out Louisiana.
$6.
No, 190,000 with their next door neighbor Mississippi being below them at 178K.
But what's comfortable? Not stressing about bills, 2 cars in the driveway, kids going to college.
I think you have to define comfort. And it says right here, comfortable was defined as the annual income required to cover a 50, 30, 20 budget, right? That's real popular if you're going to dive into the fin space.
So the American dream
So-
costs you that much.
So think about this.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know the 50, 30, 20 thing, you guys do you know what that is? Brush up on it. So here, 50 is needs, 30 goes to wants, 20 goes to savings. So 100% of your dollar there.
Who saves 20% nowadays?
That's-
Not Californians.
But see, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Probably.
The whole point is like that was the average. What's his name that goes online? His name's David.
Dave Ramsey.
yeah.
That, my dad. Well, I was gonna when you said that. I was gonna say my dad
David?
probably
Yeah.
like because
Right.
I grew up listening to Dave Ramsey.
Nobody saves anymore in California. They can't.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they can't. So that's how people are surviving is because they're living now paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Right? You're living paycheck to paycheck
Right.
because you lost that 20%.
Well, we talked. Yeah, go ahead.
But if you were, there is a great amount of actually, especially in California, there is a great amount of people that do save a lot, even more than the 20%. And that's because they, do multiple things. But like, let's put it this way. Even the 4 men in this room right here, right? 4 of us, we don't have one job.
no,
No.
That's how we survive. Like,
Correct.
so if you looked at the average household income before, the gentleman, the household, they had one position, like
Right.
they had one.
What do you do? I'm an electrical engineer.
Yeah, they had one, thing, right?
Yeah.
Even for us, we don't even the 4. And so like if you take that and you turn it back and you kind of step back and look at it, I agree with that because even myself, me personally, if I just had one business, I wouldn't be living comfortably.
No.
I have to pull it from multiple different.
Your wife's definitely working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's even us in this room. And you take a step back to look at that because we sit there, we're like, okay, we're comfortable. We have a home and this and that. But actually, if you step back and you look at us, we're the anomaly because technically we have 3 to 4 jobs.
Yeah.
We're using technology or we're using all these things to help navigate. Yes. But in reality, we have 2 or 3 businesses. That's 2.
We're not really looking for jobs. We're looking for sources of income, right?
Yeah.
Our revenue or income streams. I don't think like I need to get another job. I'm like,
Well,
how can I
technically, that's
find
what it is.
another system to bring me some cash, right? I think it's kind of like evolving into something different,
Yeah.
like
Well, at the same time, that's why a lot of individuals will ask me, and I was like, if you really think about it, like I even said this to myself, like, or people will ask me like, well, how do you run all these different businesses? Right. And I take it back to the book of, Ed Milet, Power of One More. Right. And one of the things that he does is that he cuts up his day. So like, literally, if you think about it, he says like his day starts at, let's say for instance, 5, right? So 5 a.m., 5 to 10, that's 5 hours. That's one business. Then from like 11:30 to like another time, it's like focus on another business. And then it kind of keeps on doing that. If I look at my day, that's how I cut up my day.
yeah.
Right? From like 6:30 or like 5 something to like 7:30, I'm trading. from 8 o'clock to this, I'm doing another business. And that's where you don't like multitask. You just focus in that particular business. What technology has helped us do is that you don't have to spend 8 hours a day in that particular business or whatever work that is. You can shorten that time to like 4 hours, 5 hours to work on that day. But technically you're still working on a different business every single day.
Yeah, it's time management. Like, I'll tell you a quick little thing at the convention. I was using Andrew as like a part of the sales pitch, on how well he's built his business, because I didn't know until we came here how big his business was, except I knew he did a lot of events. But until he told me he did a couple of years ago, did 1,000 events in 1 year. And then we come here, I'm like, dude, you got one little desk over there. How are you doing that events? And I was like, oh, you must have a big team back there or whatever. And he's like, nah, dude, it's just me. I was like, how do you do 1,000 events and it's just you? It's systems, right? Mm-hmm. And time management. And I was like, he's a great example. When I would pitch them, they'd be like, immediately they're thinking he could do it, I could do it. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I want to learn from these guys, and it was helping at least me pitch people buying. But I was like, it's time. So he's figured out a process. Now he could just put it in the Xerox machine and do it another way. So
start photo consulting.
Yeah. That's what he was thinking. He keeps telling people, he's like, I'm gonna just start doing consulting. I was like, yeah, you could, man.
But I've been, so that's the thing too, is like when I talk to even like my team, my staff, right, and I'm trying to bring them up and I'm explaining to them, some of them I can see them spinning their wheels and they're reaching out, they're chasing, what I mean, like some lead trainers, they're chasing trainers, they're asking, they're following up and all this other stuff. And I'm like, here's where you're going wrong. You're actually going against your system. I'm creating a system for you, and once I put that system, you have to work within the system, right? So what I mean by that is like he'll put somebody in the system, and instead of waiting for the system to pull the client, like you're waiting for the client to come to you, right? Because what Sammy does is like it preps them up. And then when it gets to you, then you do your job, right? You don't reach out to the client. The client's supposed to like get to the point where they're about to book. Then all of a sudden you pick up the phone. You're like, hey, let's book. So you only do that particular point, right? So it's the same thing with like some of my staff. And I'm like, you don't have to reach out to these particular, clients or trainers or whatever it is. Wait until they finish their thing, what they're supposed to do. They get up to the point where you need to step in. Then you step in. Because if you're reaching out and following up to them, they didn't even do their job yet. They're not even ready to buy. They're not ready to push that button yet. Yeah. So why are we reaching out to them? Let automation kind of do its course.
Do you think that's what separates a good trainer from an okay trainer is time management also?
Always.
Because I was always wondering, how do you like, if you're a good personal trainer and you're in the gym and you have some trainers, you're like, I only want 5 people. That's it. And then some are like, I've got 40. I'm like, how do you train 40 people like in a week? I was like, dude, they must have a good system. You have to. So I think it could probably go across any industry.
That's why any industry, it's always about time management and systems in place, right? Because that's why I always love to sit down and like dissect people's businesses. And the cool thing is that it never goes away. And what I mean by that is like when you have a system for 5 to 10 people, as soon as you hit the max, you need to build another system.
Yeah.
Because that system for 5 to 10 people doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore. It needs to be then upgraded. It's like levels of velocity.
Do you guys teach that in the gym?
Yeah.
The full systems, yeah?
And every single time it's funny because I
think they listen to you?
No.
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. I was like, dude, are they absorbing it?
No. And I mean, that's the thing. Like
they don't pay for the suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
I would take a wild shot in the dark, and I would assume that because like they pay monthly to operate their business within the facility, but they probably look at it. I'm on. Anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but they look at that payment as rent to operate their business within the facility, not the additional, let's say, amenities of your mentorship at no cost that comes along with it. Mm-hmm. Right. And so it's people pay attention to where they pay.
So here's the same thing. This is the funny part, right? Because we all, I mean, at one point or another, we all like were single and we wanted to go and we lived in an apartment or something like that, like a bachelor pad, right? And you guys, I mean, I did this. I don't know if you guys did this. I would go get the upscale, nice apartment, right? And I paid a little bit more, right? And when I was telling and explaining to people like why I paid more, I would sit there and like say, for instance, you're living in Newport. You'd be like, well, this place has a bowling alley. It has this. It has a nice pool. It has all this stuff. And the question that everybody asks me is like, oh, so you go to the pool a lot? No, I never go. You know what I mean? Like, and you're like, what do you see? I see the inside of my apartment and I go to work. Right. But why? It's because, and it's never the amenities. You never take advantage of the amenities, barely. Some people do, and that's great. But if you looked at the apartment complex of how many people actually take advantage of all
Yeah,
of
those
it,
people almost become an anomaly.
yeah, it becomes an anomaly. And that's the thing. And then what you're paying for at the end of the day is that one is the location, really. And then two, so you could say that you live there, right? Technically.
And as you get older, you learn to network with the other people
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. And so like after a while, you kind of, as you get older, you do that.
Yeah.
But because then you're like, I am overpaying, because then now the value proposition kind of comes in, right? But prior to that, people don't. And every single time, and this is where I can guarantee on it, because every single time a trainer or anybody that I mentor comes to me and goes, I either lost business or I lost business or I'm just, a mess, like confused. It's like all over the place. I'm getting stressed out. It boils back to the same thing. It boils back to the same thing every single time. I always ask them, so what are you doing different? Right? Meaning, what is system broke and you don't have a grasp on it? How's your scheduling? How's your scheduling? How's your follow-up? Every single time I ask those questions, it's always, yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. It's the same answer. Right? And so it's because the same answer. And sometimes it could be different. The reasons why they stop doing it could be different, meaning they have too many clients now. So they don't, follow up as easily. That's where your level up system needs to pop in, right? Or they just got lazy with it.
They get comfortable.
They got comfortable.
Yeah,
Complacency.
Complacency is a killer.
It's one of the two, and it always solves the problem. Every single time, it's like, and that's why I love systems and foundations. And so it's because they always falls back to the same thing.
Going back to the complacency thing for a second, and knowing like what we were just talking about, where the average household income to live comfortable, obviously with a family of like two adults, 2 kids or whatever, where do you cut that in half if you're single? What do you cut that to? What do you think?
That's a good question.
A fourth? You think so? You think so?
I think it just depends on where you want to live when you're single.
Yeah, I guess that part depends.
I mean, because if you're single and you're successful, you could rent a casita, or you can get your own apartment. You have a little more options. When you have kids, you don't.
Well, here's another take. I used to
Saving 20% is for sure easier when it's just you.
absolutely.
Like you can be at 277 family of 4 or 100K solo and be all right.
Yeah. So my oldest daughter, she wants to be a nurse, and I'm like, she follows these girls on TikTok that they show everything. They show how many hours they work. They show their check, their deposit, whatever. And some of them were saying, and we'll see in the comments, but some of them were saying that she was like, oh, they have to work long hours. They get a lot of hours. I'm like, okay, well, what's the trade-off? Is it like worth the money? And so you say, okay, they earn $18,000 a month or whatever it is as an RN at whatever, if they're working for Kaiser here in California or wherever it might be. This is in California for context of conversation. It's like, okay, $18,500 a month.
Single, no kids, that's badass.
Single, no kids, that's badass, but that's not, is that after taxes? Right? So,
Probably not.
No,
yeah,
that's
so,
free.
so knock off 25%, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still $12K.
Yeah. And so that's doable, but you had kids in the mix, you have childcare because you're gone working all the time. All of a sudden that shit changes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why
well-
they had that new term. Was it DINK?
What do you got? I haven't heard of the new term. Share it.
So it's a new terminology, and it's happening a lot more in Gen Z. It's called DINK, DINK, double income, no kids.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why the U.S. the world is in a negative.
Yeah,
Right?
It's what Japan has. Like, I think I saw something like 10. I don't know if it's million, but I think it said 10 million abandoned homes.
Really?
because everybody's moving towards the city.
In the city, yeah.
Because that's how they can make money. So they're leaving just like really just a whole bunch of abandoned homes.
So
Wasn't that Bill Gates and depopulation and COVID?
Yes.
Right? He needs to worry about something else besides that right now. That dude's in the hot seat.
yeah, crazy. So is millionaire the new middle class?
I think so.
Is it?
I honestly think so.
Millionaires in the middle class?
Yes.
In California, for
In
sure.
California, for sure.
For sure.
Which, if it's true for California, it's true for New York.
I think so.
For
True
sure.
for Arizona.
Not yet.
True for Colorado.
It's probably getting there.
It's close to there.
Yeah?
Like a lot of these places is close to there. Because I think
It's the unexpensive. Like I've never been to like I've driven through Colorado Springs or Denver, but I want to say it's like things are going up.
yeah. But also what I take in consideration for like also just to clarify, it also includes like assets and things like that too.
Right.
Right. I'm not talking about like
You're cash mailing.
yeah, cash man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
difference. Like that, like you're pulling in $1 million in revenue, you know what I mean, like in pay. And,
You're a millionaire if you have a house in California.
correct. That's
So.
the thing. Like if you gotta think of it this way. If you have a home in California, you know, your down payment is already $250,000 on a decent, you know, somewhere
Yeah.
around there. So like, and you're building some equity over a couple, you know,
Some people are listening to this going saying, dude, you guys are not in reality at all. You know, you're living in like Kentucky right now. You're like, bro, you guys are on a different planet, right? Talking numbers, but this is California.
But you know what's so funny is like when we say our numbers,
Yeah.
somebody in San Francisco, somebody in
Oh, yeah. They're like, dude, you're cheap.
But it's also relative. I mean, you guys are from California. I just was back visiting family in Louisiana, and I was chilling with one of my boys, and he has a huge ass, badass diesel truck, and he's had it for a long time. He's babysat. It's a sick ass truck, and he's like, "Yeah, time to get a new one. I just don't feel like dropping 100 bands." And I'm like, "That's
For a truck?
dude. Go look them up.
Come
Go look it up
on.
for a diesel truck. They're like that, dude. For a nice like Ford Ranch.
Really?
Yeah, for like a Ford King Ranch or
What
like
kind
a
of payment is that?
oh, they're stupid, bro. Like, dude, like.
$5,000 a month?
Those things last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do it. Like somebody's gonna know if you have a dual.
COVID messed everything up, man.
Dude, the cost of living is
Dude.
something stupid. That's why I started doing a segment in financial coaching with DTI, because I know for sure that I have my credit dialed in, and DTI bit me in the nuts. Like, dude, it's like if you bite off more than you can chew, and I always give the example is like, think about like you have a plate of food. And you're the consumer. That's what we are. We make and spend money in this country. And you go to the kitchen, aka the bank. You're like, I want some more food. They're like, dude, you haven't even ate what's on your plate yet. Why are you coming back for more? Like, I can't even hear you. Eat some of that, chew your food and swallow what's in your mouth, and then we can talk. But that debt to income ratio is sky high, man. There's people drowning right now.
Yeah, the
Bankruptcy-
default rate on credit cards right now is like the highest it's ever been. I saw.
Well, that
It's
bankruptcy
really bad.
surging.
Yeah.
Well, there's
You know what they test is the non-car payments,
Oh, yeah.
right? When those fall, because the last thing you're going to give up is your car payment. You need it, and when those are defaulting, that's a true sign of where we're really at, right?
that's something that like actually possibly we should sometimes do a freaking segment on this is when you're married, there's actually a strategy between you and your wife to how to help out with the DTI, right? Don't, figure out ways with like, which that trust and all that stuff. You shouldn't always, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, even though you're married, both names should not be on everything.
Right? No,
You guys,
No,
and
yeah, agreed.
and that's the thing. Like, you have to have trust in your significant other. That way, you don't feel so like this. Oh, it's a trust thing where you have to have your name on everything.
Yeah.
Because if you divvy that up, it actually helps with the DTI.
Yeah, there's ways to do it.
Yeah.
Not legal or financial advice, by the way, guys.
You know what I keep seeing popping up is people getting a divorce when one person's sick. Like, let's say you're in your 70s and the husband he's getting sick and they know maybe he has cancer or whatever. They're getting divorces. So when he dies, they don't come after the wife.
Yeah,
So I guess that's maybe a new strategy, because I guess you can't come out in medical.
Ian's like, he's like, fucking Americans.
Yeah.
He's like, you fucking Americans make things so difficult. Look at he's sweating over there.
Ian's our camera guy.
Ian's just like, move to TJ with me, bro. He's like, dude, the cost of living, you can come live down here for cheap.
Yeah, I know. These are our problems.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
He's like, guess it's ridiculous.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely
COVID
wrong.
just really messed it.
Well, there's a lot of that. I know. You probably know what's his name? Carlton Dennis. Do you know that guy? No, the guy that's like the tax-free millionaire summit guy. You know who that is.
Okay.
Yeah, Andrew knows. Yeah, it's like basically, he does a lot of coaching on being tax-free and that kind of stuff, and coaching you guys with finances. Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like what he does. More people need to know that stuff.
Yeah.
Not enough people do because they're too busy working in the rat race.
Yeah.
Working in a gym, training clients, working on maximizing revenue, square foot, being a gym owner, or working in the rabbit hole of AI and coding and building websites and looking for your next piece of cheese.
Have you seen? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was actually and I'll bring this back. My mentor, I was blessed because I would start working for him, and he spent a ton of money, or a good amount. Let's not say ton, but a good amount of hiring somebody to teach him about tax, common law, like all these stuff. And they came in with a big old book and they said, I'm going to teach you from A to Z. And it was like, I think they were sitting in to show him everything for like a week straight. Right. And this is like a 6-figure thing that he was paying for their consultation. He was like, well, they're going to teach me. You want to sit in? I was like, what? And we just sat there and they went through the whole entire book. If you understood what for common law and some of the things that like, just simple things, right? They've asked this so many times. Like, perfect example. Do you have to pay taxes? Right? If you ask people that, it's a no. But if you ask them the next question, would you go to jail if you didn't pay your taxes? The answer is yes.
Yeah, I think it's the wording of the question. It's the way that you word. Yeah, it's the way you word the question, and then also too, if you ask an absolute answer, you're asking an absolute answer like it's a court of law. Like it's also how you structure the question.
Exactly.
Like if a simple yes or no, that's the immediate answer, then that can you and will you are not the same thing.
Yeah,
right.
Like I remember I don't know what the verbatim verbiage is, but the way it's written, it's like it's voluntary.
Yes.
To pay taxes.
It's voluntary,
but you'll get fucked up if you don't.
Yeah. And the way it works is that the reason why we're paying,
Which is odd.
is because the way it's worded is we're all employees of the United States.
Damn.
That's our employee, or SSN is actually our employee number.
It's our number.
Yeah.
The number. Our system number.
You were gonna say something.
Our system number.
What do you got?
Oh, I was gonna say, did you check out the site we built? Kind of going off in left field. Did you run through it and check and see what it did?
Well, dude, you've built about 1,000 websites, and you and I have conversations.
The one that builds sites.
The badphotoboothsites.com.
Did you run through it and build
That
check
or
it out?
photo booth sites.
Well, so photo booth sites is the demo and to see how the whole process works.
I ran through the bad photo booth sites. Now, to answer your question, I didn't I didn't fill out forms and that kind of stuff.
It's pretty badass, dude.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. My only concern is how long is it going to be cool, right?
Well, I wanted to ask y'all that, because another thing too is like, okay, catch a tiger by the tail, but how many other people catch the tiger by the tail?
Well, before we go and we were talking, we're like, man, if someone 99.99% of people out there, sorry, aren't self-motivating and they're not grinders.
When he says sorry, he means not sorry.
Yeah.
He's not sorry at all.
I got to
I'm gonna apologize for this.
Yeah.
But I'm not sorry about anything.
Look, I swear to God, I'm not racist, and this joke is not racist. And then so it's just. But my concern was, okay, if you're a grinder and you're smart, you're gonna be able to figure this out, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, can I be concerned about that? I was like, so when we went to the expo, I was like, man, I got to watch who's coming up to the booth because I don't want them. And if they buy to test it and they get the files, can they figure it out? Luckily, in that industry, what's that?
Talking about the Epstein files?
No, right?
The Mark Henderson files.
The Mark Henderson files?
Hey, my brother sent me yesterday. Do you see that? Like someone copied all of the Epstein emails and made a Gmail account so you can go in and see all the
Oh, really?
all of his emails.
Oh, savage.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay. So my concern was if someone figures out, they can just copy it, right? Because
I've asked you that before because
I locked everything up before we went. I got it locked up.
Well, I was asking you because I'm like we were mapping after another big site on another project that you and I were working on, and we were like trace and follow, like who's top dog.
I'm fucking good at trace and follow. Yeah.
And so at that time I was like, let me open your eyes, and that opened your eyes to who was top dog, and then we can. I mean, there's nothing intellectual about it. It's just there. It's a website that millions of consumers are using every day. And I thought that there was like, you can put the whole thing on lock and no one ever can get it. Mark's like, no, you right click and it shows you every fucking thing. I had no idea, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea.
All you gotta do is right click and you see the website's butthole.
Yeah.
Well, no privacy.
Well, dude, so check this out. I was sitting there and I was like, how good is this? How good is Claude 4.6? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna test it right now. And if you have iOS, you've been using iOS, or you have an iMac, you do cleanup every once in a while, right? Do you ever do cleanup? You do like use MacPaw? Are you familiar with MacPaw?
You were telling me about this.
How do you clean up when your computer, if it starts to get slow? How do you clean it?
Manually delete.
You manually delete stuff. You can just get a software and click it, and it'll go clean it all up. I do that just because I'm always adding and taking away. But it's also a security software. It locks up any vulnerabilities in your computer. So I was like, this would be a good test. So I was asking Claude, I said, hey, are you familiar with MacPaw? I said, absolutely. It's a blah, 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 blah. I said, do you think you could build one for me? It's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, okay, do your thing. Dude, within like maybe 10 minutes, it built me my own MacPaw, my own security system right away. And I was like, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Because if it can do that, what else can it do?
Well, that's why.
Like, what if it would have locked you out of your own computer?
That's what the real concern, right? Or, yeah, it's like, how about this? How about I build something super smart? All I need is to be in this room right now, and you guys are using his Wi-Fi. I'm in your phones and your computer, and as we're sitting here talking, I'm going through all your stuff right now. I'm in your bank. I'm whatever. If it gets that smart, I mean, it eventually could do that.
Well, I mean, technically, it could do it now.
It could,
but what's going to happen is
There'll be a counter.
there'll be a counter.
Yeah.
Claude will create a counter of like, hey, if you build me something to scrape this, I need to build something. Someone else is going to build something to block that.
Right.
Right. And there's always going to be some kind of, and there's always going to be new scams, new things that comes up.
Well, we haven't been in school in a while, but my daughter, she's in school, and she allegedly gets in trouble for using ChatGPT to use it, to do her stuff because they have AI that can scan this, recognize AI.
Yeah.
And that's just it. So
I was using this little tidbit of information at the expo, and trying to let people that were a little average in knowledge of AI to understand what it really means.
you can call them mouth breathers. It's okay.
Mouth breathers. Well, I was doing this. If you and we go to the gym, you lift 400 pounds, you bench, I bench 401. We know we're far from that, but I'm 1 pound stronger than you in my bench. But in AI terms, that 1 pound destroys everything you know about AI. It just, if we go to war, you lose. You only need that much more to win. So for the security purposes, I just need that much more, and I'm in your computer.
A win's a win.
Yeah.
Totally. There is no percentages.
Because it's analytics, it's data, right? I mean, it's kind of like,
well, it knows a little bit more than you, so it figures out what you do, and one step further, and you're done. So that's where the real.
because we're a lot of times comparing this in an arms race, if you will, but like in a tech race now, because it's whoever has the tech, and we swear we got it. China says they got it. Like all these countries say they got it, but I mean, it's wild. Like, because they talked about DeepSeek in that one podcast,
Right.
and what is happening now? Because what we're getting, the consumer version of it is a watered down version. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. You're getting the, how, like Lexus.
They're probably 6 months ahead.
Of course. Well, Lexus had like the Lexus from like 2021 has all the features of the Toyota of a 2025, right? Yeah, they don't let the Toyota touch
Lexus is 3 years behind in anything they push out. They admit it. They say we stay three years behind.
But I'm saying Lexus makes Toyota, and then you see the features come out in Toyota after Lexus has already kind of had the bells and whistles in their product. Right?
Yeah.
Like they push it out in their premier product, and then it goes to mainstream wide market. Like when big analog or the big screens started coming out in a lot of the vehicles now, the lane departure and that kind of stuff, that was like already out in luxury vehicles. Been a while. Now you can go buy a Honda or a Toyota Camry or Accord or whatever that has that. It comes standard in pretty much every vehicle.
Yeah, because I mean, after 4 or 5 years, it doesn't seem luxury anymore. It's
so weird.
It seems like it's going to be. That's why they just transfer it down to the Toyota side, right?
I think about that all the time. Like tech is like, well, did iPhone or did Apple start that process of like every 3 years or every 12 months we got to change this, because that's how we have that income coming in all the time. But I don't think so. I think that's like something deep down psychological with human beings, is like we always have to be moving,
touching things,
like every 2 years we have to be doing something new or whatever. And I think they say like the average employee now, their life expectancy at a business is like under 4 years.
Oh, I could absolutely.
Whereas it's like when we were growing up, we're like, dude, you got to go 25 years retire. Now it's like, oh, 4 years.
I could see that, dude. There's companies that don't hire people for long term because they know that
you're gone in.
Yeah, I mean, you're like, think about a Starbucks barista. Do they over hire for Starbucks? So because they have so many call offs because of no offense if you're a Starbucks barista, but hey, there's a shitload of call offs. They're like, these 3 people didn't call in today. Who wants the shift? They're all hungry as hell because they only give them 20 hours a week worth of work. And they're like, got 5 people standing with their hand up like, you're up, get in here. Boom.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think I wouldn't say it Apple created it, but they were one of the first to, as a company, exploit it and speak it like kind of publicly.
Remember when you used to drop your phone and the phone screen would crack?
Yeah.
Right.
And you'd be like, that's like $200, man, or $300. Remember that?
Yeah.
They were like, and then now you could.
Because his main Steve Jobs' main thing was he was like, if you don't create something to make your company obsolete, whatever your invention was obsolete, you didn't create it, you will be obsolete.
Yeah, no doubt.
So he always created something that was like, remember, it was like iPods and is it an iPod?
Yeah.
I remember the iPod. Yeah.
Because I was like, wait, what was it called? The iPod? So like iPods came out, the music, the whole iTunes, all this other stuff. Then now everything's come into your phone. Like all that stuff is kind of putting it in everything. And then iTunes kind of came out. So you have all these things every single time pushing out the other previous.
iTunes
disrupting everything. Yeah,
is Apple Music now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because I was like trying to remember the old names and stuff like that too. I was like, because I thought it was so cool. Everybody had like the little tiny, thing. You had the better one where you kind of clipped it onto your. It got smaller and
forgot iPad. I love when iPods came out. I was like, this is awesome.
Do y'all know who Cam Haines is? He gets on Joe Rogan's podcast. He's the bow hunter guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you know who he is?
Is that the guy that Joe goes out with?
Yeah.
He goes out to Alaska and they go hunting.
That's one of my favorite people I've ever followed on social media. Cam Haines, badass dude. Anyways, his son, he has a couple sons. His son, Truett, is like beat the world pull-up record. Have you seen him? And dude, he just
for 24 hours.
Yes,
that guy. I saw him. Yeah,
dude, he runs marathons in jeans.
I saw.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Okay, he just ran the Austin Marathon and won the fucking Austin Marathon on you're an old marathon runner. You've been running a marathon for a long time.
I'm not doing it in jeans. That chafing's gonna hurt,
dude. This dude ran. Speaking of an iPod, he had an iPod with headphones in, with jeans on, shirtless, and wins the Austin Marathon on a 6-minute mile pace.
Wow.
Shit.
In jeans, son.
I ran the
jeggings.
No, dude, go look at the guy calling the event. He was like, "That's the most American shit I've ever seen."
No, I got that beat.
That's fine.
I'm running the Rock and Roll Marathon, right, in Las Vegas. And I'm running by the pawn shop, right? That's like, I think that was the halfway point, like mile 13. And I just hear like feet hitting concrete, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And this Hawaiian dude with whole Hawaiian gear on and a dress, barefoot, flies by me.
Yeah.
The flying Hawaiian.
I guess everybody knows him. He's pretty famous. I didn't know who he was.
I
at the
remember
time.
watching stuff on him.
He's flying by me barefoot, Barney Rubble feet, dude. And I'm like, 26 miles. Yeah. I was like, oh, you can have your jeans.
Dude, I'm not going to the mailbox barefoot. Huh?
Right, dude? I mean, his calluses got to be huge.
That's insane.
Dude. Yeah, the dude was like ribbed, just in good shape, just freaking flying by me. And I was a fast runner, dude. I mean, I ran pretty fast. I think my average was probably under sub 7-minute miles for a full marathon. That dude's flying by me barefoot, dude. It's crazy.
Crazy. And that's halfway through.
That was halfway through.
Yeah,
I don't know why he wasn't
him
heavy at the beginning. At the end, he was being interviewed by
no, I'm saying, did he fall back and you pass him in it?
Oh no, he flew. He must have started later
Okay.
because you don't have to start with everybody. If you're gonna run a marathon, you're doing for personal time.
Yeah.
You can start an hour later and go. Yeah, because they give you a chip that you put on your shoe, and the chip I think it was like every half mile, whatever, they have little sensors that pick up your time, so you get your splits.
And typically the faster ones don't like to start when everybody else starts because it's crowded.
Oh, he was in a separate lane. Old boy was in a separate lane, like off to the side.
Oh no, so okay, so I would always I would go to the back, like Adam's saying, because when you go off, you get these people that are going to run 10-minute miles. That it's like the kid running to the bus. They're like running out the beginning. You're like, what are you doing? They want to get camera time, right? Because they're like, and then they fall back. And there's a lot of people that do that. So I'd always fall back, like not towards the back, but 3/4 back, and let all the crowd go. Because when you're dodging and weaving, it takes a lot of energy out, and you got to conserve your energy. You got to get in that. It's all about the breathing, really. You don't want to be like dodging. So I would wait. And he must have started way later than me because halfway through the race, he passes me.
Got it.
So to answer your question, yeah, we didn't start together and he stopped, but, yeah, you can look him up. I'm sure he's still running.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So what job?
Barefoot in jeans. That would be it, right?
Yeah, that's next level. Well, what jobs are getting taken by AI first? Who's losing their job next?
They've already lost it.
But who else?
Website designers.
Okay, but who else?
No, the website designers are gone already. They're gone. So I did talk to somebody who is up in, I think he was in Stockton, telling me who's left. No, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It was on Pomp, the podcast. Up in Silicon Valley, let's say there was a room full of 100 guys coding.
I did say that.
Everybody's fired and they're leaving 2 or 3, and they're not actually coding anymore. They're debugging the code that is being created. So they're basically just
Maintenance guys.
customer service for code, like, hey man, something's mess up on the site, and they're debugging it. They're not doing the code anymore. Yeah. So that's where that's at. Could you imagine, like,
So the profit margin just went through the ceiling? Is that fair to say?
you're going to see that? So just think about this. Let's say you go to Google. You're a high level dev, right? Those are $1 million jobs. Those are 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and then they get stock. Those guys are making a lot of money, dude. Those guys are disappearing. Let's say you have a room full of them. That room costs us $150 million a year. Now it only costs us $3 million. Dude, that's where it's at.
Right.
Like, where does that money go? Well, watch for the top 7 companies, right? Watch for the next maybe 18 months.
But does it go into R&D because you got to keep up, you got to keep pace or be ahead of the next competitor?
The top 4 companies, tech companies, are going to spend $680 billion this year in AI. So they're going to
that sounds like a low number to me.
Yeah, there's
$680 billion?
No, I mean of what I think that
4 companies, dude.
No, I'm saying that I could see it being in the trillions. Like, I mean, I could see
The concern right now is that they, like, say Google. The concern, Google, Apple, Facebook, they don't have enough money. because they know it's either you win or you're going to be cannibalized, right? They're going to eat you. They know the race is on. So they are going to spend every last dollar they have to survive. There's no question about
But
it.
it's also not going to be just swallowed up into one big company at the end of the day. I mean, there's still going to be brands out there. Like there's going to be Microsoft, which I've used Microsoft. It sucks.
Yeah.
No offense, but offense. And Google is awesome, right? Like Google just came out with Google Vids. That's going to basically wipe out Loom, right? It's the same thing as Loom.
Right.
They were like, that's cute. Well, we'll just build it, you know?
Well,
but somebody might say, no, I love Loom.
What is it? Podcast like number 3 or 4 we were here. I was like, I'm concerned for Google, right?
Yeah.
Google's lost, I think, 25% of its traffic in the last year, right? Because Google's up here, all the traffic, AI's right here.
The language models are
doing
starting to pick
this.
up.
Well, just because I was like, chat's awesome at the time. I was like, chat's awesome. It's going to take away Google, blah, blah, blah. I was like, Google's in trouble. And then all of a sudden they push something out and everybody's like, damn, Google's here. They're back, you know? So I think you're just going to see this for a good 5 years. But I think you're going to see some serious consolidation worldwide, you know? And don't forget about China. Dude, they have some open source code that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff you're seeing is built by Chinese open source. Right? Open source is good because you don't have to put it out. You can bring it in internally and run it locally, right? Build your own platform. Like we can take open source and build our own platform if we want, and we start building internally. We don't have to use the internet, right? We just build it here. So there's a lot of cool things you can do right now.
Yeah, that's over my head.
Yeah.
We'll have to
also
have
some
a side
businesses-
conversation about that one.
Some of the businesses that we think that they are putting money in and investing certain things, that's not where they're actually making money. Like they can make money from different sources, right? So like what I mean by that is like when you're looking at Microsoft, when you're looking at Google, sometimes we think back and we go, okay, what was their original way of making money, right? They're selling, like Microsoft had Microsoft Word, like all that stuff, SaaS Online. That was their previous, but now they're going to introduce other ways to do it. What if Microsoft started introducing ways to do marketing, right? They're selling ads, kind of like Google does, right? So now you're pulling different sources of income where they're going to pull that, but they're going to spend a lot less money on developing, but more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're just going to shift.
They're going to shift it around.
I could see that.
Because that's how a lot of these businesses.
Oh, they know how to survive. They're going to figure it out.
Google will try to make a phone.
Yeah. I was excited for Tesla when he was like, they were going to come out with a Tesla phone. That would be, I'm buying that. I'm buying that.
But a lot of the things that we don't see as well, like these companies, Tesla included, Google included, a lot of the stuff that they're building, the consumer doesn't see it. What I mean by that is like a lot of the tech, it goes towards government, it goes towards aerospace, it goes towards like military. That government, what you call it, technology, I think
We never see it.
we never see it, but I think I'm pretty sure the payment of what they make from that trumps what they make over for the consumer.
So I want to piggyback that. That is so funny that you just said that because I was gonna say, hey, let's step aside for a second and let's talk about Starlink.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people don't realize what it does and what it's going to do, but you have to remember Elon's taken a lot of government money.
Yeah.
And they're like, Starlink is so you could communicate worldwide, whatever. But is it? That would be one badass weapon, right? Mm-hmm. It could be a badass weapon, right? Because if you follow like how a nuclear weapon works, right? You could kind of burn a nuclear weapon in the air and mess up its trajectory. Some of nuclear weapons actually use stars for its navigation. Mm-hmm. It's like primitive. But anyways, you could have Starlink, right? I'm just way out here on this, but
Put your tinfoil hat on, America.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm just saying, would it be I mean, if you look at Starlink, it's enveloping the entire planet. What if it could shoot a laser and bring down a missile, right? Mm-hmm. That would be an awesome weapon for a government to have, right? It could be, right? It doesn't have to be a communications item, you know, but I wouldn't doubt if one day you start seeing like more Starlinks. Like I know China's trying to mimic that.
Here's the thing. Like, so for those that don't know, right, Starlink is it depends on how many users, right? A lot of times you build a great invention, but you don't have enough users, then the invention or whatever it is,
And it doesn't work.
It doesn't work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But and used to be, so Starlink for a lot of the regular consumer, it is, you can get like, internet signal anywhere you go. They used to use it only on like planes or boats and all this other stuff, right? The regular consumer never saw this as much, but just, I think last month, my neighborhood, including myself, was, because they changed the price point, because it used to be $1,000 for you to get this particular thing, and put it on your boat or put it on whatever one that you want. It was like $500 a month, and they would put it on a boat and all that. It's now $120.
Nice. Yeah.
So everybody on my neighborhood, we're all having outages from freaking, Spectrum, and we're like, hey, why don't we just switch over to Starlink?
Yeah.
We won't have outages anymore. Well, how much does it cost? Well, I mean, how much do you pay for Spectrum? $150, $160. How much do you pay for Starlink? It's like $120.
Yeah.
Now you have your own system, your own thing, and you can actually carry that if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You just set it up.
Badass.
Well, you could be in the French Polynesia in the middle of the ocean and build a website live.
Yeah. It's like
awesome.
it's like a hotspot for you.
And its speed's
Three
coming up.
screens
Yeah, with just three.
at the same time to save time.
Yeah.
Well, like to the Starlink, I was thinking, like, if you're familiar with like how a lot of military weapons, we're really good at jamming shit, right? Jam it, bomb it. I was like, I mean, dude, you could jam. What if Starlink could just jam whatever it wants, right? I mean, that's a powerful weapon. That's where I'm at.
That's true.
Right? You jam it.
Cool communication.
Well, who's
Can't
not
come
to
in
say that?
offline.
Who's not to say when they, the dude from Venezuela that Trump just captured? Who's not to say like something up there jammed them real quick, and then they were able to get in right
They
away.
did something like that.
They did. But they used.
Yeah.
I know what they used. They used the sound. I've seen it used. It's like a
Oh, they had it in Call of Duty. The EMP.
Yeah, the EVs.
right. But could you? I mean, dude,
It's just think of X-Men, Each mutant had their own power and they fucking
those days are coming, right? Man, it's getting crazy.
Wild. So
I just want a car that drives me around. That's it. That's all I care for. I want a Tesla to come pick me up and drive me around.
drop
We
you
got
off.
a driver though.
Not a driver.
Drop you off
Well,
at my house.
just think about this. I got to go to Vegas. That's a 4-hour drive. Drive me to Vegas and I can work for 4 hours.
Starlink it. Starlink it.
Shut up, dude.
Thanks for tuning in to the Winning Daily YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and go right here and turn that notification bell on. We look forward to winning daily with you.